Over on the Charolais side, while our judge is making his final appraisal of Class 301C, we encourage everyone to stick around today for the national sale at 1:30 p.m. over here in the sale pavilion, as well as our junior female show tomorrow up on the hill and open show on Monday up on the hill.
Well, over here on the Charolais side, we come to this class of females. We've got some Februarys and Marches mixed here in this first particular pen that we're going to start off with, and then we've got all Februarys in the second class. And I think when you step back and you look at the cattle across the board on paper, the only thing that sticks out to me is the ones that are going to end up being second are considerably higher in their TSI. But once we get past that, all the numbers on the cattle are pretty even. I guess for me, the weight on the cattle, we've got a 937 actual weight on that leadoff pin and an 862. But in terms of weight per day of age, we don't have but three tenths difference in weight per day of age on those cattle. So I think for me, it becomes a phenotypic decision in the cattle, and I just think the three heifers that I lead off with are a little more consistent in terms of their type and kind. I like the center body in them. I like the total dimension and bone work that those cattle have in them. I'm not a big fan of the heifer that lies in the middle in those three females. I think she's a little more off in her hip, but as we talked in that last class, the cattle that stand on either side of her are really my kind in terms of being easy doing kind of cattle that maintain some structural soundness and effectiveness in terms of the way that they go about. Heifers that are in second, much leaner in terms of their composition, especially the two that were the first two that came out in class. I really love the heifer that was the third one out that stands here closest to me. I think that one's got a great deal of future in her. I like the way she handles herself and ties as high up into her shoulder as what she does. Problem today is those other two heifers just fall a little bit weaker in terms of their overall look and design. And I think as we go a little bit further down the feeding curve with those two heifers, they get a little bit more competitive. For me today, they're just a nickel piecey when I compare those two heifers to the other group. But if we were looking for the best one of the group, I think this heifer right here in front of me is probably the best one of the six females we have out here. Nice group of cattle to lead off with, very functional, moderate in their type and kind. Good group, congratulations.
Congratulations to our pen exhibitors for Class 301C. First place going to Three Fires Cattle Company of Kansas. Second going to Benish Cattle Company of Valparaiso, Nebraska. Our next class I'll be in for the Charolais Pen of 3 Heifer Show will be Class 301D. This will be our final class of the day. Our exhibitor in that class comes to us from Bill King Ranch, Moriarty, New Mexico. Bill and his family own and operate Bill King Ranch in Moriarty, where they sell private treaty year-round, and they will have a consignment today in a national sale selling as pick of their herd at 1:30 p.m. The lead heifer for the Bill King Ranch is 4043. She weighed 1,090 pounds with a weight per day of age of 3.03 pounds per day. This female was born on January 23rd of 2024. The second member of the King Ranch pen is 4025. She weighed 1,025 pounds with a WDA of 2.82 pounds per day. This female was born on January 19th of 2024. The anchor female over here on the Charolais side for the Bill King Ranch pen is 4053. She weighed 960 pounds with a WDA of 2.67 pounds. This female was born on January 23rd of 2024. In total, the Bill King Ranch pen had an average weight of 1,025 pounds with an average WDA of 2.84 pounds and average days of age of 361 days. Again, this is our exhibition from Bill King Ranch, Moriarty, New Mexico. And as I said earlier, they will have a lot in the national sale selling choice of their herd. We encourage everybody to be over at the national sale at 1:30 today.
Well, as we round out our heifer classes here with this class of January females, we lead those cattle on around. Go ahead and lead them right around here and put them here in the middle for everybody to see. Really a nice functional group of females here. I really like the lead-off heifer, the 43 female. I think that one's got a lot of broodiness about her. I think tremendous amount of center body in that one. Just a really nice female. Heifer that goes second in the group, the 4025 female, a little bit more inside of herself behind when she moves. This heifer that comes right here, but man, she's got lots of rib shape to her, tremendous amount of natural shape in her. Then we round out the group with a heifer that profile's really nice, just not quite the center body in her as we find in those other two females, but really a nice pen. They've done a really nice job of getting them put together and held together in this lovely weather that we're having today. So let's put our hands together and we'll get all of our class winners back out here and grab you a champion and a reserve.
Congratulations to our class winner for Class 301D on the Charolais side, brought to us by Bill King Ranch of Moriarty, New Mexico. Next will be our grand champion and reserve grand champion selection of the pen of 3 heifers on the Charolais side. On the Charolais side, as we begin our parade for the championship lineup for the Pen of Three Heifer show, returning for champion contention comes to us our class winner from Class 301A, Thomas Ranch of Harold, South Dakota. Again, this pen had an average weight of 753 pounds with a weight per day of age of 3 pounds per day and average days of 251 days. Returning also for contention is our class winner from Class 301B, Bar S Ranch of Paradise, Kansas. This pen had an average weight of 953 pounds with an average WDA 3.19 pounds and average days of age of 299 days. Then also returning from Class 301C winner, brought to us by Three Fires Cattle Company of Kansas. This pen had an average weight of 937 pounds with the weight per day of age of 2.9 pounds and average days of 323 days. And then returning from our final class winner, as it comes to us from the Bill King Ranch of Moriarty, New Mexico, with an average weight of 1,025 pounds with a WDA of 2.84 pounds and average days of age of 361 days. On the Charolais side, while our judge is making his appraisal for the Grand Champion Pen of Three females, we'd like to thank some more sponsors for the AICA here in Denver. Linscoff's LT Ranch of Isabel, South Dakota, Riverdale Land and Livestock of Sunset Hills, Missouri, and Schrader Ranch of Wells, Kansas. Again, we'd like to thank those sponsors for being friends of AICA and supporting us here at the National Western Stock Show.
Well, guys, it's been a really nice Charolais pin heifer show, and it wasn't that many years ago that we didn't have hardly anybody bringing pins of heifers up here. So I commend you guys on bringing a nice set of cattle out here and living through all the things that have been so treacherous the last couple of days weather-wise, and I'm sure it's not going to be that easy for most of you to get back home. But you've done a great job of presenting these cattle, and it's one man's opinion, and some people are going to put emphasis on other things, and we've got to put emphasis out there on some of the genetics that come behind the cattle in order to sort what we think is important. So I'll tell you that I think all of the cattle out here are plenty big enough. I mean, we're talking about heifers that are ranging, 7 to 11 months of age, and I think the cattle have got plenty of performance and plenty of growth power to them. I think we've got some differences out here in terms of type and kind, and then the ones that a guy likes and wants to tie to, has to be a little bit different as we work our way through this entire program. So my hat's off to all of you guys on bringing me a really nice set of cattle out here. I guess when it comes down to selecting the Grand and the Reserve Champion pins in this heifer show, I think, at least in my mind, when you look at them on paper, I think they all kind of play out they all kind of get on a pretty equal playing field out there. One group's got a little bit lower TSI than some of the others, but I think as we look on down through the cattle, I think we have to like our growth numbers in all of them, and we have to be pleased with what these cattle have to offer in terms of where they are on paper. And then what I think separates the cattle is when you get out here and start to look at them in terms of phenotype, in terms of which groups hold themselves together from top to bottom, from the first heifer to the third, and I think that's what's going to separate our top two pins of cattle. So my hat's off to everyone. I think that's been a nice heifer show. I like the little May heifer calves to be our champion pin. I just think they're so much more uniform in terms of their type and kind, and I know I'm going to catch hell for using a pin that's got the lowest TSI of anything out here, but we got to remember that these things have to make good cows as well, and I just like the type and the kind of those cattle. I like the rib shape and the soundness in them. I still like that pretty front end that those cattle bring us in terms of giving us that extra maternal look. I want to follow up our reserve champion pin will be the heifers that come out of this second class. As I said before, I just told them I think if we have a pin of two, that particular pin wins. I just think the other heifer's hip and rear leg are just a little bit off for me, and that's what sorts this top two pins of cattle. So congratulations to everyone. Awful nice group of cattle throughout. Let's give these people a nice round of applause on bringing us a nice set of Charolais heifers.
Congratulations to our grand champion pin of 3 females on the Charolais side, brought to us by Thomas Ranch of Harold, South Dakota. And Reserve Grand goes to Bar S Ranch of Paradise, Kansas. We'll take a short picture break and roll right into the pin of 5 bulls. So congratulations to all of our pin exhibitors today. If you saw some females you might like or like to inquire about genetics from any of those pins, we encourage you to stick around and go find them and let them know your interest, and they can tell you more about their programs. Getting ramped back up over here on the Charolais side as we start our Pen of 5 Bull Show. Our first class for today is Class 101A. In this class we have exhibiting is Auden Ranch from Cologne, South Dakota. Audens have been a mainstay here in Denver for many, many years. They private treaty bulls and females at the ranch year-round. If you're interested in any of their genetics, we encourage you today to seek them out and inquire about their program. The lead bull for Auden Ranch today is M32. He weighed 1,225 pounds with a weight per day of age of 3.8 pounds, and he had a 40 centimeter scrotal circumference. This bull was born on March 1st, 2024. Again, this is our pen entry from Auden Ranch, Cologne, South Dakota. The next member of this pen brought to us by Auden Ranch is M34. He weighed 1,245 pounds with a WDA of 3.87 pounds. He had a scrotal circumference of 40 centimeters. This bull was born on March 1st of 2024. As we're evaluating this pen, we would like to thank some more of our sponsors today for AICA here at the National Western Stock Show. We'd like to thank Thomas Ranch, Harold, South Dakota, Wagner Charolais, Nunn, Colorado, Wright Charolais of Richmond, Missouri, and Zender Waggy Partnership of Stanchfield, Minnesota. Again, thank you to those sponsors of the AICA here in Denver. The third member of the Auden Ranch pen is M37. He weighed 1,090 pounds with a WDA of 3.39 pounds and a scrotal circumference of 37 centimeters. This bull was also born on March 1st of 2024. Coming in is the fourth member of the Auden Ranch pen, M75. He weighed 1,160 pounds with a weight per day of age of 3.67 pounds. He had a scrotal circumference of 36 centimeters. This bull was born on March 7th of 2024. Coming in next is the anchor bull for the Auden Ranch Pen, M194. He weighed 1,070 pounds with a WDA of 3.69 pounds and a scrotal circumference of 33 centimeters. This bull was born on April 2nd, 2024. In total, the Auden Ranch Pen had an average weight of 1,158 pounds with an average WDA of 3.68 pounds and an average scrotal circumference of 37.2 centimeters. And average days of age is 314 days. Again, this is our entry from the Auden Ranch of Colombe, South Dakota. If you're interested in any of these herd sire prospects or any genetics that Audens have up to offer, we encourage you to go inquire about them and meet them here today at the National Western Stock Show.
We've got a single entry class here in this particular carload group of bulls. Nice group of Marches and one April in this particular class. I think they're very solid, very functional bulls. I really like the bull, the M75 bull. I think that bull really stands out in this particular group in my mind. A little bit worried about the scrotal on the little April bull, but a really nice group of bulls, very uniform in terms of type and kind. Great set, and we'll get a chance to look at them a little bit closer when we get them out here with our other carloads. Let's give them a nice round of applause. Nice set of bulls. Takes a lot of time and effort to get them to this point. Great job.
Congratulations to our class winner for Class 101A, brought to us by Auden Ranch of Colombe, South Dakota. Now we are moving on to Class 101B. This entry is brought to us by Cody Cattle Company of Scandia, Kansas, another mainstay here at the National Western Stock Show. Cody Cattle Company will be holding their annual bull sale this year on February 22nd at the ranch. The lead bull for the Cody Cattle Company pen is 4061. He weighed 1,285 pounds with a WDA of 3.79 pounds and a scrotal circumference of 36 centimeters. This bull was born on February 13th, 2024. The next member of the Cody Cattle Company pen is 4023. He weighed 1,420 pounds with a weight per day of age of 3.78 pounds per day and a scrotal circumference of 39 centimeters. This bull was born on January 7th, 2024. The third member of the Cody Cattle Company pen here on the Charolais side is 4012. He weighed 1,350 pounds with a WDA of 3.57 pounds and a scrotal circumference of 37 centimeters. This bull was born on January 5th, 2024. The fourth member of the Cody Cattle Company pen is 4050. He weighed 1,330 pounds with a weight per day of age of 3.79 pounds and a scrotal circumference of 42 centimeters. This bull was born on February 1st, 2024. The anchor bull over here on the Charolais side for the Cody Cattle Company pen is 4059. He weighed 1,285 pounds with a WDA of 3.76 and a scrotal circumference of 37 centimeters. This bull was born on February 10th, 2024. In total, Cody Cattle Company pen had an average weight of 1,334 pounds, average WDA of 3.73, an average scrotal circumference of 38.2, and average days of age of 357 days. Again, this is our entry from Cody Cattle Company, Scandia, Kansas. We encourage you to stick around and visit with the Cody Cattle Company about their annual bull sale on February 22nd at the ranch in Scandia.
Well, over here on the Charolais carload side, we bring the second class of bulls out here, and these are January, February calves, and you're starting to see a little of that added maturity in these cattle. Look at them on paper, and you've got to like where they are in terms of growth and where they are in terms of their numbers. As we look through them, there's some differences in the cattle. I mean, a couple of them are a little larger frame and a little longer and a little more extended than what three of the others are. But I still think that all five bulls put a lot of good things into one package. I think that they're muscular, they're cattle that have enough bone, they have enough center body to them, and I like the condition that they come to us in. Awful good group. I really like the 4023 bull. There's a second bull, and then the bull that ends up closing out the group as well. Nice lineup of bulls. Let's give them a hand as they take them on out of the ring.
On the Charolais side, congratulations to our class winner for Class 101B, brought to you by Cody Cattle Company of Scandia, Kansas. Next, we'll be moving into Class 102 on the Charolais side. The lead bull for the Carr Cattle Company pen from Webb City, Missouri is 321. He weighed 1,650 pounds with a WDA of 3.33 and a scrotal circumference of 41 centimeters. This bull was born on September 10th, 2023. Again, this is our entry for Class 102 from Carr Cattle Company, Webb City, Missouri. We encourage you, if you're interested in any of the Carr Cattle Company genetics, to find them here at the stock show today and inquire about their program. The next member of the pen for Carr Cattle Company is 317. He weighed 1,590 pounds with a weight per day of age of 3.17 pounds and a scrotal circumference of 39 centimeters. This bull was born on September 4th, 2023. On the Charolais side, as our judge is evaluating this pin, we'd encourage everyone to stick around for the national sale at 1:30 p.m. over here in the Events Pavilion Arena. Coming in next as the member of the Car Cattle Company pin from Webb City, Missouri, is 316. He weighed 1,570 pounds with a WDA of 3.13 and a scrotal circumference of 40 centimeters. This bull was born on September 3rd, 2023. Coming in next on the Charolais side is the fourth member of the Car Cattle Company pin, 354. He weighed 1,570 pounds with a WDA of 3.12 and a scrotal circumference of 39 centimeters. This bull was born on September 2nd, 2023. On the Charolais side, the anchor bull for Car Cattle Company is 319. He weighed 1,750 pounds with a WDA 3.51 and a scrotal circumference of 41. This bull was born on September 6th of 2023. In total, the Car Cattle Company's pin had an average weight of 1,626 pounds, a WDA of 3.25, average scrotal of 40 centimeters, and average days of age of 500. Again, this is our entry from Car Cattle Company, Webb City, Missouri. As our judge on the Charolais side is making his final appraisal of this pin, we'd like to thank our sponsors here for AICA in Denver, MU-Cell Corporation, Benish Cattle Company of Valparaiso, Nebraska, and Car Cattle Company of Webb City, Missouri. Just a bit outside.
Well, over here on the Charolais side, we round out our carload show with a class of senior bull calves. All these, I think, September's 500 days of age on these cattle, and they're averaging 1626. So I think we've got plenty of growth in the bulls. I think we've got plenty of durability in them. I think they're all muscular enough. In my mind, when we start to compare the bulls from one to the other, a little bit of difference in terms of type and kind. We got a couple of bulls in there that fell in the middle that are a little bit shallower in terms of their flank and rear rib. And in comparison to the others, the big bull that led off with super attractive bull from a profile, and then we find a bull to close out the group that just has a tremendous amount of shape. So a good group of bulls there. We'll get to see all three of these groups back out here to select us a champion carload from. Let's put our hands together. A nice group.
Congratulations to our class winner from Class 102, brought to you by Car Cattle Company of Webb City, Missouri. We will now be parading our class winners for our Grand Champion and Reserve Grand Champion selection of our Pen of 5 bulls. Returning back for the evaluation is our class winner from Class 101A, Auden Ranch of Colome, South Dakota. Our class winner from 101B, Cody Cattle Company from Scandia, Kansas. And our class winner from Class 102, Car Cattle Company, Webb City, Missouri. As we begin our parade for championship selection on the Charolais side, again, our first class winner came out of 101A, Auden Ranch of Cologne, South Dakota. This pen had an average weight of 1,158 pounds and an average WDA of 3.68 pounds per day, and an average scrotal circumference of 37.2 centimeters, and average days of age of 314 days. Next was our next class winner out of 101B from Cody Cattle Company, Scandia, Kansas. This pen had an average weight of 1,334 pounds with a weight per day of age of 3.73 and an average scrotal 38.2 centimeters and average days of age of 357. Then our final class winner from Class 102 was brought to us by Carr Cattle Company of Webb City, Missouri. This pen had an average weight of 1,626 pounds and an average weight per day of age of 3.25 pounds and an average scrotal circumference of 40 centimeters, as well as an average of 500 days of age. As our judge begins to make his final appraisal on the Charolais Pen F5 Bull Show, we'd like to thank some more of our sponsors of AICA while we are here at the National Western Stock Show. We'd like to thank the Charolais Chatter Podcast, CK Sales and Marketing of Seneca, Missouri, and Cody Cattle Company of Scandia, Kansas. On the Charolais side, we'd again like to thank our judge for today, Mitch Thomas of Raymondville, Texas.
Well, it's been a real nice carload bull show. I think we've got 15 really nice Charolais bull calves out here to look at, and you guys will have the opportunity to appraise these cattle yourselves as we go on through the springtime. I know some of these bulls will sell in these guys' sales. Some may have opportunity to buy some of these bulls here. Your appraisal is what matters to these breeders. It just so happens that I get to pick which one of them takes home the hardware today. So appraise the cattle to genetics that you need to add to your herd. I think there's several bulls out here that can continue to move operations in the correct in the right direction. So those of you that have been around me long enough know that structure is by far the most important thing for me, and sometimes I'll give up some things in order to find structure. In this particular lineup, I don't think I have to do that because I think the best structured bulls still read the best on paper. I think those bulls, when you get out here and study them from a visual appraisal, I think they're the most uniform group of bulls that we have to work with. Congratulations to the carload here in the middle. They're going to be our champion carload today. I just think when you start to study those bulls from end to end, they're the most uniform set that we have to work with out here. But more importantly than that, when we put them on the move, all 5 of those bulls are good-footed. They're all sound in terms of the way they're designed in their hock. I like the way they get out and they go, and for me, that's far more important than some of the other things that we have to work with. From there, I've got some give and take in the other 2 pins or the other 2 carloads. I wouldn't argue with anybody that wanted to sort those one way or the other. I'll tell you what I see in the bulls, and then you make your decision. But the younger group that came out of that first class, I really like the M75 bull, as we talked in class. The little April calf's only got a 33 centimeter scrotal, and I know it's early on, and that guy will probably be way up above where he needs to be by his birthday. I think the problem with that bull is a little bit for me and the way he handles his rear leg when we ask him to get out and move. But beyond that, that's a really good group of bulls. I think they're right on in terms of condition. I think they're cattle that definitely keep us moving in the right direction. Then we come down here to that September group of bulls, and they're a little more up and down in terms of frame size, but I think we've got a tremendous amount of quality in that particular group. Cattle that are right where they need to be in terms of weight. These September yearlings, they're averaging up there in the 16s, and I sure think that that's way plenty big enough. You step back and you study the bulls. The leadoff bull on the standstill, I love his top, I love his hip. Tremendous amount of quarter in that bull. I think an awful lot of good in him. A little straighter than what I ideally like when we ask him to move. Then we kind of work through those bulls. We've got another one that wants to toe in just a bit in the 354 bull when we ask him to move. But man, there's a lot of shape and a lot of dimension and a lot of quarter and a lot of total mass in that particular pin of bulls. So for reserve, put your option, make your decision on for yourself in terms of what they need to be in terms of your program. There's just too much bull not to use the older bulls to be reserved carload here today. Congratulations, all 3 are super nice groups.
Congratulations to all of our pin show exhibitors. Our grand champion pin of 5 bulls is brought to us by Cody Cattle Company of Scandia, Kansas. And your reserve grand champion pin of 5 bulls is brought to us by Carr Cattle Company of Webb City, Missouri. Congratulations to all of our Pin of 5 exhibitors. At this time, we're going to take a short picture break and then rock right into the Pin of 3 bull show. over on the Charolais side as there's a short break in the action. Again, we'd encourage you to stick around for the rest of our events while we're here at the National Western Stock Show. As was said earlier, our national sale begins today at 1:30 p.m. over here in the pavilion over my right shoulder. We will be starting display cattle at 1 o'clock in the sale ring, so we encourage you all to be at that, as we have some of the most intriguing genetics that the breed has to offer selling today, as well as our junior heifer show tomorrow afternoon up on the hill and our open show on Monday up on the hill. On the Charolais side, while we still have a break in the action, I'd like to thank some more of our sponsors of AICA while we're here at the National Western Stock Show. We'd like to thank Eaton Charolais of Lindsay, Montana, Full Circle Cattle Company of Lake, Kansas, and Hebert Charolais of Hyannis, Nebraska. Thank you to those sponsors. Over on the Charolais side, we are getting ready to get ramped up with our Pen of Three Bull Show here at the 2025 National Western Stock Show. Our first class today will be Class 201A. We will have 2 entries in this class. Our first entry for Class 201A is brought to us by Next Gen Cattle Company of Paxico, Kansas. Next Gen will hold their annual bull sale on April 17th and 18th at the ranch in Paxico. The first lead bull in this pen from Next Gen is MO49. He had a weight of 1,175 pounds with a WDA of 3.72 pounds and a scrotal circumference of 33 centimeters. This bull was born on March 7th, 2024. The next member of the Next Gen Cattle Company pen is M112. He weighed 1,020 pounds with a WDA of 3.46 and a scrotal circumference of 35 centimeters. This bull was born on March 28th of 2024. The anchor bull coming in from Next Gen Cattle Company is M167. He weighed 1,180 pounds with a WDA of 3.53 pounds and a 36 centimeter scrotal circumference. This bull was born on February 18th of 2024. So in total, for their Next Gen pen, their average weight was 1,125 pounds with a WDA of 3.57 and an average scrotal circumference of 34.7 centimeters and average days of age of 315 days. Again, this is our exhibitor Next Gen Cattle Company of Paxico, Kansas. Like I stated, they will hold their annual bull sale on April 17th and 18th at the ranch in Paxico. And they are also consigner today at the national sale at 1:30. We are selling a choice of bred heifers. So we encourage everyone after the pen show to get with Next Gen and inquire about their genetics that they have available. Over on the Charolais side, our next entry for Class 201A is brought to us by the Zinder-Wauge Partnership, Stanchfield, Minnesota. They will hold their annual bull sale this year on March 22nd in Greenbush, Minnesota at the Wauge Farms. The lead bull for the Zinder-Wauge Partnership is 4073. He weighed 1,260 pounds with a WDA of 3.75 pounds, a scrotal circumference of 38 centimeters, and was born on February 16th, 2024. The next member of the Zinder-Wauge pen is 4114. He weighed 1,130 pounds with a weight per day of age of 3.52, had a 38 centimeter scrotal circumference, and was born on March 2nd of 2024. The anchor bull coming in for the Zinderwagi partnership is 4175. He weighed 1,180 pounds with a weight per day of age of 4 pounds per day. He had a scrotal circumference of 40 centimeters. This bull was born on March 28th of 2024. In total, the averages for the Zinderwagi partnership pen is 1,190 pounds for weight and a weight per day of age of 3.75 pounds and an average scrotal circumference of 38.7 centimeters and an average age of 317 days. Again, this is brought to us by Zinderwagi Partnership of Stanchfield, Minnesota. They will be holding their annual bull sale on March 22nd in Greenbush. They are also a consignor today at our national sale at 1:30, selling choice of their bred heifers. So we encourage everyone after the pin show to seek out the Zinderwagi Partnership and inquire about their genetics and their bull sale that they have available. At this time, we'd also like to thank some more of our sponsors that are friends of the AICA and sponsoring us here at the National Western Stock Show: JWC Marketing of Platte City, Missouri, Bill King Ranch of Moriarty, New Mexico, and LG Herndon Jr. Farms of Lyons, Georgia. I think I need to get this reshaped.
Yeah, it's crooked on the
Side. It's not too bad today to worry about it today, though.
do some tweaking on this one before Congress and get some more. All right, on the Angus side, we'll get ready to start our boat portion of the show, our Pin of Three bull show. So first class will be class 121A. First entry will be entry number 518, Lazy JB Angus of Montrose, Colorado. They have an average weight of 1,277 pounds.
Yeah.
Lazy JB Angus has been in business for over six decades of performance-driven high-altitude genetics. All females and bulls are raised year-round at high altitude and are all pap tested. Bulls and females are bred to bridge the gap between Angus stock and performance and commercial profitability with added maternal and phenotypical value. Jeff, Kathy, Brittany, and Brandon invite you to their 24th annual Bull and Heifer sale, Sunday, March 25th, at the ranch in Montrose, Colorado. You can visit them on the website at lazyjbangus.com, and you can find them in bin 401. First bull in the ring is tag number 1.
Well, a nice way to start our pin show here. Nice nice two pins in this particular class. I think good cattle in both pins. We're going to go ahead and lead off with cattle end up being exactly the same in terms of age. So I think the pin that leads off just has a little more power and a little more performance in them. You study the cattle across the paper, really only difference in them is the TSI, and TSI is a nickel higher in the second pin. But I just don't think there's quite the power, especially in that second bull, in that second particular pin. That leadoff group, a little bit different in terms of their type and kind. The bull that was the leadoff, a little bigger frame, a little longer fronted kind of a bull. I really like the little bull that ends up in the middle of that group, the 4114. I think moderate frame, good footed calf there as well. So a close decision in them. This second pin, I really like the 167 bull. I think if we could match them up all to him, I think we could sure find that pair to be switched. But good group of cattle. Lead off with a pin that just has a little more power and performance in them today in this particular group. Good job. Congratulations.
Congratulations to our exhibitors from Class 201A. Our class winner is brought to us by the Zenderwagi Partnership of Stanchfield, Minnesota. And second place is going to Next Gen Cattle Company of Paxico, Kansas. Again, congratulations to those exhibitors. On the Charolais side, we will begin with Class 201B. We will have 4 entries in this class, starting with an exhibition from the Schrader Ranch from Wells, Kansas. Over on the Charolais side, the lead bull for the Schrader Ranch from Wells, Kansas is 477M. This bull weighed 1,245 pounds with a WDA at 3.64 pounds and a scrotal circumference of 35 centimeters. This bull was born on February 10th of 2024. The next member of the Schrader Ranch pen is 499M. He weighed 1,120 pounds with a WDA of 3.49 and a scrotal circumference of 39 centimeters. This bull was born on March 2nd of 2024. Again, this is the second member of the Schrader Ranch pen from Wells, Kansas. They hold an annual bull sale on March 18th at the ranch in Wells. If you're interested in any of the Schrader Ranch genetics, we inquire you to go find them here after the pen show today and ask them about their program. The anchor bull from Schrader Ranch is 481M. He weighed 1,080 pounds with a WDA of 3.17 pounds, a scrotal circumference of 38 centimeters. This bull was born on February 11th, 2024. So the averages for the Schrader Ranch pen, they had an average weight of 1,148 pounds, a WDA of 3.43, and an average scrotal circumference of 37.3 centimeters, as well as an average age of 335 days. Again, this is the exhibition of Schrader Ranch pen bulls from Wells, Kansas. Again, they hold their annual bull sale this year on March 18th at the ranch. Our next entry in Class 201B is brought to us by Wright Charolais of Richmond, Missouri. Wright Charolais is a mainstay as well here at the National Western Stock Show and been a pin exhibitor for many years. They will hold their annual bull sale this year on March the 8th at the ranch. The first bull in the ring here for Wright Charolais is 4123. He weighed 1,285 pounds with a WDA of 4.04 pounds and a scrotal circumference of 37 centimeters. This bull was born on March 5th, 2024. On the Charolais side, the next member of the Wright Charolais pin is 4322. He weighed 1,280 pounds with a WDA of 3.7 pounds per day, a scrotal circumference of 39 centimeters. This young herd sire was born on February 6th, 2024. The anchor bull for the Wright Charolais pin is 4113. This bull weighed 1,260 pounds with a weight per day of age of 3.49, a scrotal circumference of 35 centimeters. This bull was born on January 22nd, 2024. In total, the Wright Charolais pin averages had an average weight of 1,275 pounds, WDA 3.73, average scrotal of 37 centimeters, and average days of age is 342. Again, this is our entry from Wright Charolais, Richmond, Missouri. Again, they are holding their annual bull sale this year on March the 8th at the ranch. As well, they will have a consignment today in our national sale, so we inquire you after the show today to seek them out about their ranch's genetics. Our next entry for Class 201B is brought to us by the Zinder-Wagi Partnership of Stanchfield, Minnesota. The Zinder-Wagi Partnership will be holding their annual bull sale this year on March 22nd in Greenbush, as well as they have an interesting consignment selling today in the national sale at 1:30 over here in the sale pavilion. The lead bull for the Zinder-Wagi Partnership in this pen is 4026. He weighed 1,280 pounds with a WDA of 3.71 and a scrotal circumference of 41 centimeters. This bull was born on February 7th, 2024. The next member of the Zinder-Wagi pen is 4029. He weighed 1,270 pounds with a WDA of 3.68 pounds and a scrotal circumference of 35 centimeters. This bull was born on February 7th, 2024. Over on the Charolais side, the anchor bull for this Zinderwagi partnership pin is 4046. He weighed 1,285 pounds with a WDA at 3.76. This bull had a scrotal circumference of 35 centimeters and was born on February 10th, 2024. So the averages for the Zinderwagi partnership pin had an average weight of 1,278 pounds, an average WDA 3.72, and an average scrotal circumference of 37 centimeters, as well as an average age of 344 days. Again, this is the entry from the Zinderwagi Partnership, Stanchfield, Minnesota. They are having their annual bull sale on March 22nd in Greenbush, as well as they have a consignment today in the national sale at 1:30 over here in the sale pavilion. On the Charolais side, our next entry for Class 201B is brought to us by Cliff Livestock of Ellensburg, Washington. They sell bulls and females year-round. The lead bull for this pen is 2413. He weighed 1,155 pounds with a WDA of 3.3 pounds. He had a scrotal circumference of 38 centimeters and was born on February 2nd, 2024. The next bull for the Cliff Livestock pen is 2403. He weighed 1,180 pounds with a WDA of 3.36 pounds and a scrotal circumference of 37 centimeters. This bull was born on February 1st, 2024. Over on the Charolais side, the anchor bull from Cliff Livestock is 2416. He weighed 1,230 pounds with a WDA of 3.61 pounds, scrotal circumference of 37 centimeters. This bull was born on February 11th, 2024. In total, the Cliff Livestock pen had an average weight of 1,188 pounds, an average WDA of 3.42, and an average scrotal circumference of 37.3 centimeters, as well as the average age of 347 days. Again, this is your entry brought to you by Cliff Livestock of Ellensburg, Washington. We encourage you to stick around after the pen show and seek them out about any genetics that they might have available to you and your ranch.
whole interesting decision in my mind in this particular class because, you know, there's awful good cattle in every group, and yet we've got an issue in there with scrotal circumference in pretty much each pin. So with that said, I think that, you know, you got to put your preferences where your desires are, and I just think that leadoff pin's got too many good things about them. They're the highest growth pin. They're the highest, almost the highest TSI pin. Then you look at the bulls in person, and I think that you know, they match up the best of any that we have. The leadoff bull, I'd like to tighten him just a nickel right at the top of his blades. He wants to open up just a bit more there. I think that maybe gets better as we go along. But the other two bulls match up really, really nicely for me. I think they're sound. They go well. I think they're the pin that you need to tie to in this particular division. You start looking for the one that's next most like them, the other pin that gives us a little bit of that added growth, and then you look at them on paper. They're the other pin that that shows us some growth, shows us some calving ease, and shows us some terminal sire index, and I think those are the bulls that come next. They're a little more rugged in their type, probably. I'm a little more framed to one or two of them. They're good, solid, functional bulls, though. You ask them to go, they're sound in their foot and leg structure. Maybe not quite as big-footed as the group that leads off this particular class, and then we've got the scrotal circumference issue with the one bull at 35. So the two bulls at 35. An interesting decision there. I'm going to call those bulls acceptable because I have too much growth potential and too much phenotype in them not to use them up at the top of the group. Then we come to this class that was the first group that came out, and probably from just a sheer look standpoint, I probably like them as well as any. I like the smoothness of shoulder. I like the added extension and the structure in those bulls. Maybe not quite as expressively muscled in the bull that stands in the middle as what some of the other ones are out here, but I think the biggest deal for me is you get to looking at them on paper and they just fall short in terms of TSI and in terms of yearling weight. And I know that we're not out here making this a genetics show, but I think if you're gonna give me this stuff, I'm gonna have to put a little bit of credence into it. So, and then we've got the best bull of the group that's got that same issue with his scrotal circumference. So put your preferences where you want to. I really like the leadoff bull, but he's got a 35 centimeter scrotals according to this paper that I was given. So, and then we round out the class with the group that doesn't have an issue in terms of scrotal circumference. I just don't think the three bulls match up quite as well as the other bulls that are out here. We've got one bull there that gives us a little bit of added frame size, not quite as much dimension to his center body. We've got two big stout made kind of bulls there that just get a little piecier for me. So an interesting lineup. Put your preferences where you want to. I'm going to call those first two pins acceptable and use them to win this class.
On the Charolais side, our results for Class 201B. Congratulations to all these exhibitors. First place goes to Wright Charolais of Richmond, Missouri. Second goes to Zinderwagi Partnership, Stanchfield, Minnesota. Third goes to the Schrader Ranch of Wells, Kansas. And fourth place goes to Cliff Livestock of Ellensburg, Washington. Next on this side of the for the Charolais show, we'll have our last class of the day for our Pen at 3, Class 203. There will be one entry in this class. This entry is brought to us by Wagner Charolais of Nunn, Colorado. They will be holding their annual bull sale on April 5th at the ranch in Nunn. The lead bull on the Wagner Charolais pin is 3234. This bull weighed 1,525 pounds with a WDA of 2.98 and a scrotal circumference of 37 centimeters. This bull was born on August 24th of 2023. Over on the Charolais side, the second member of the Wagner Charolais pin is 3216. He weighed 1,655 pounds with a WDA 3.19. This bull also had a scrotal circumference of 43 centimeters and was born on August 17, 2023. The anchor bull for the Wagner Charolais pin is 3235. He weighed 1,720 pounds with a WDA 3.36 and a scrotal circumference of 39 centimeters. This bull was born on August 24, 2023. So total averages for the Wagner Charolais pin had an average weight of 1,633 pounds, an average WDA 3.18, average scrotal of 39.7 centimeters, and average days of age is 514 days. Again, this is our entry from Wagner Charolais in Nunn, Colorado. Again, they will be holding their annual bull sale this year on April 5th at the ranch. We inquire you to stick around after the show today and seek them out and inquire about what genetics they have available. As our judge is evaluating our final class of the day for the Pin of Three Bull Show, we'd like to thank some more of our sponsors from AICA while we were here at the National Western Stock Show. We'd like to say thank you to Linscoff's LT Ranch of Isabel, South Dakota, Riverdale Land and Livestock of Sunset Hills, Missouri, and Schrader Ranch of Wells, Kansas. Again, thank you to those sponsors and friends of AICA.
As we bring our last class of bulls in, a group of August yearling bulls, a nice group, good condition in terms of where those bulls are. You appreciate that about them. You look at them on paper, and they're probably as good a numbered group of bulls that we've seen all day. Tremendous in terms of their growth numbers as well. Still equal up across the board very nicely. I guess I really like the last bull that came in this particular group. If we can match them all up to him, we got a really nice pin. But it's a nice group of bulls, very functional and easygoing kind of set.
Congratulations to our class winner there from Wagner Charolais of Nunn, Colorado. We will now begin parading for our grand champion lineup for our Pin of Three bulls. On the Charolais side, our first class winner that's coming back for our grand champion pin selection is brought to us by Zender-Wagi Partnership of Stanchfield, Minnesota. Their annual bull sale again is on March 22nd in Greenbush. The averages for this particular pin, they had an average weight of 1,190 pounds and a WDA of 3.75, as well as an average scrotal circumference of 38.7 centimeters, and average days of age is 317. Again, this is the pin exhibited by the Zender-Wagi Partnership, Stanchfield, Minnesota. Over on the Charolais side, the next class winner we have from Class 201B is brought to us by Wright Charolais, Richmond, Missouri. Again, Wrights will hold their annual bull sale this year on March the 8th at the ranch. This pin had an average weight of 1,275 pounds with an average WDA 3.73 pounds, average scrotal circumference of 37 centimeters, and average days of age of 342. Again, this is the pin brought to us by Wright Charolais of Richmond, Missouri. Our third class winner coming back on the Charolais side is our class winner from Class 203, brought to us by Wagner Charolais of Nunn, Colorado. Again, their annual bull sale this year will be held on April 5th at the ranch. This pin had an average weight of 1,633 pounds, an average WDA of 3.18 pounds, and an average scrotal circumference of 39.7 centimeters, as well as 514 days for days of age. As we were evaluating this final pin over here for our Grand Champion Pin of 3 and Reserve Grand Champion Pin of 3 bulls, we'd like to take this time to thank some royalty we have with us here at the National Western Stock Show. We would like to thank our Miss Charolais USA, Casey Conway from Canton, Texas. We appreciate her for being here and helping us out, as well as our princess, Tatum Carlson from Henry, Nebraska. Thank you, ladies, for being here and being good royalty for the AICA and AIJCA. Also on the Charolais side, we'd again like to thank some more of our sponsors this year at the National Western Stock Show: Thomas Ranch of Harold, South Dakota; Wagner Charolais of Nunn, Colorado; Wright Charolais of Richmond, Missouri; and the Zinder-Wagi Partnership from Stanchfield, Minnesota. Again, we'd love to thank all the sponsors that helped us here at this event. We appreciate it very much that you are friends of the AICA. In the ring now, we are parading our second places that are coming back for our championship Pin of 3 bulls. Our second out Class 201A is brought to us by Next Gen Cattle Company of Paxico, Kansas. Next Gen holds their annual bull sale on April 17th and 18th at the ranch this year. This pin had an average weight of 1,125 pounds, an average weight per day of age of 3.57, an average scrotal of 34.7 centimeters, and average days of age of 315. On the Charolais side, we are now parading our next second place pin out of Class 201B, brought to us by the Zinder-Wagi Partnership of Stanchfield, Minnesota. Again, their annual bull sale this year will be held on March 22nd in Greenbush, Minnesota. The average weight of this pin was 1,278 pounds with a WDA 3.72 and a average scrotal circumference of 37 centimeters, as well as an average age of 344 days. Again, this is the pin brought to you by Zinder-Wagi Partnership of Stanchfield, Minnesota. on the Charolais side, as we bring these bulls back in for the final appraisal for the Grand Champion and Reserve Grand Champion Pen of 3 bulls, we'd like to thank our judge for today, Mitch Thomas, out of Raymondville, Texas. And also, again, as we begin to wrap up today's pen events, please join us today for the 46th National Charolais Sale over here in the Stockyards Event Center at 1:30 p.m. to take in the fine genetics that are put together to be offered to you all for your appraisal. So again, join us today at 1:30 p.m. as we are going to also be displaying the cattle starting at 1 o'clock, and then kickoff will be 1:30 p.m.
Well, guys, it's been a pleasure to work through these bulls and females today and give you my opinion of them. And, you guys are the ones that are the true appraisers of them. So go to these people's bull sales or go to them individually and give them the opportunity to sell you the stock and tell you the genetics behind them. And you have to decide what works best for you. So I'm kind of set some parameters for myself in terms of where I thought we needed to be number-wise. And, end of the day, you get yourself in a situation where you have to ask yourself, are some of these things acceptable or are they not? Where do you want to lay your emphasis on? And I think most importantly, at the end of the day, you've just got to sit back and sort through the stock. And if they're the ones you think are the best ones, they're the ones you need to use to win. So I kind of always live by that philosophy. I've done it for a long time. And for me, I always have to, at the end of the day, use the ones that I think are the best. And I don't think that's any different today than it is in any other kind of show that I'm judging. We're kind of a crossroads right now in our breed and in the industry. Demand for Charolais genetics has never been higher than what it is today. And I urge you guys to stay active within our association. We're going to make some decisions tomorrow that may impact where we go in the next few years. I urge you to all come to those board meetings or those committee meetings that we'll have tomorrow and hear us out and express your thoughts. And we all need to work together in order to make sure that we're moving in the right direction. So, it's your money that we're going to spend tomorrow. So if you feel inclined to come and throw your 2 cents worth in, you're all more than welcome to come. So it's always fun. I know that it takes a lot of time, effort, and money to get these cattle to this point, and I know it's not cheap, and I know it's not easy to make them look this good in the middle of January. So my hat's off to all the guys in the back, especially those that woke up this morning, got these things rinsed and blown in the snow. Congratulations on bringing me a nice set. There's no secret that I know most of the people in this ring. I know most of those that are sitting in the stands and standing ringside. I've been able to judge many stock shows over the last 40 years. And at the end of the day, I use the cattle that I want to use, and no matter who's holding them or who owns them, that's what's always important to me. So I do it with the most integrity that I can, and I'm able to go home and visit with Linda and the girls about it, and we're always happy with how it comes out. I think it's been a nice pin show. I think you've got to ask yourself where you draw the line on scrotal circumference, and I think that's what makes it a little more difficult for me, because we've got some issues with some bulls out here, and I'm not questioning who measured them or anything like that, but I will say that looking at a couple of them, I think they're a little bit bigger in my mind, looking at them, than what they truly measured. So you guys sort them like you like them. My favorite pin's the group out of class number 2. They're going to be our champions today. We're going to follow them up with the ones out of class number 1 right there. Congratulations, guys, on a nice pin show.
And that wraps up our Pen of 3 Bull Show and our Pen events for the Charolais side. Congratulations to Wright Charolais of Richmond, Missouri for exhibiting the Grand Champion Pen of 3 Bulls. And congratulations on our Reserve Grand Champion Pen of 3 Bulls brought to us by the Zender-Wagi Partnership of Stanchfield, Minnesota. Again, don't run off too far. Our sale will begin at 1:30 today. Its cattle will be beginning to be displayed at 1 o'clock. So please join us for the 46th National Charolais Sale.